For you guys that listen to me a lot, you know that I often say, don't kiss white people ass. I've made about 2 or 3 videos on that topic. And the reason I say that is because I know that at the end of the day, a lot of these major corporations or these little wingy dingy jobs you might get here and there, they don't care about you. If you die, you know, they might send, if you're lucky, they might send your family condolences card, or they might send you some flowers at your funeral, but that's about it. They're going to have somebody in your position probably within 2 days. So I always say that to my people because a lot of times, because of our situation or the position we're in this country, a lot of times we tend to try to kiss ass and try to make it to that certain position or just to keep a job in general. And I read a story on this sister named, let me see her name, Tony Christina Jenkins, college student, working in school to be a nurse. She had a little job at Red Lobster. So she explains, I'm going to summarize the article. She explains that, she was serving a couple or whatever, 2 people, seemed like they were in their 20s. And, when she first approached him, how normally a waitress do, hey, how you doing? I'll be a server, blah, blah, blah. Can I get you anything? She felt like they were rude. They came off very, snotty or just like they didn't want to be bothered. And sometimes you get that from people. Sometimes it's not racism. Sometimes just people feel like you have to kiss their ass because you're serving it. But, she got that type of vibe from, but, she served them and everything. And then she came back and they said, well, we want all our food in boxes. Whatever, she went away again. And, she got them a check or whatever. And it was a $45 check. But at the end of the receipt where you're supposed to, put a certain allotment in for the waitress tip, it said non-nigger. So in other words, they were being racist to her. They basically got an attitude or was snide to her basically because it was a black chick that was serving them. And this is the type of stuff that goes on all the time. I've dealt with this in several job positions. I mentioned that I used to work at Target. I share my story with you guys. I've had several jobs. I know the value of $1. I've done warehouse work. I used to work at TJ Maxx, which I was one of the only 3 black employees within that whole store. And every day I would get asked, do they hire any black people? Literally, I'm not exaggerating about this. Literally every day, black customers would come up to me and say, are you the only black here, or do they hire any black people? And, I've been in those type of situations where, you do get racist people coming up to you, or it's just a company within a whole. They just, they don't care about you. But that's not the kicker to this story. The kicker is that she took the receipt home, shared it on Facebook, and basically she said that she was expecting to maybe get some prayers or some condolences from her people, or just saying keep your head up, some encouragement for the treatment she got trying to have a job and trying to serve these white people who obviously have a problem with black people. And Red Lobster got a hold of it and they said, well, we're going to suspend you with pay, with full pay, depending on the company's decision on what to do next. Apparently they got offended by her taking the receipt and posting it online. Now, I understand she's 19 and that probably wasn't the right thing to do, because when we look at receipts, that is something that belongs to the company. So there's certain things you can't say, and there's certain things that you can't, reveal. Just like if you have, a job, any type of job, you're working at Walmart, or, for my example, you're working within the industry, there's certain release dates you can't talk about. There's just certain things you can't say. Whether you're in the military, there's things you cannot say. But Red Lobster didn't get mad about her posting the receipt. What they're concerned about is that, oh shit, this black girl just put this out on Facebook, so this might cost us money. This might get black people saying, why should I go and spend my money at Red Lobster when they can't control customers or demise their customers from not just the customers but the employees from receiving racist treatment. Is this a place that known racist people like to eat at? That's what they're concerned about. It's all about the dollar bill. And I find it kind of foul that they suspended this girl, young girl trying to make her way through college. Figure, she get a little gig, to support herself. They suspend her, with pay, but they suspended her until we figure out what's our next move. Now, you know what that means? I know how to read in between the lines. What that means is that until they figure out whether they want to keep her or whether they want to let her go for putting that receipt and blasting them out on Facebook. That's what they're concerned about. And, it's foul. And this goes back to why I say, like, these companies do not care about you. If you go around and you kiss ass and, you try to shuckle and jive a coon for these white people or for these organizations that can care less about you, at the end of the day, you will come out on the short end of the stick. Because it doesn't matter where you go in life, you still are black. And, I just, I feel bad for the sister because, it is tough out there. And, especially if you're black, you get things like this. But I just think it was foul for Red Lobster to suspend her, instead of actually, maybe tracking down the people who wrote this, keeping these type of things from happening to their employees. But, this is the type of stuff that goes on. And my advice to the sister, you know what? If they suspended you with pay, you get that money and you look for somewhere else to work at. Fuck Red Lobster. That would be my advice to her. Because anytime they want to suspend you because they think, it might jeopardize them from getting money. They didn't say, okay, you know what, that wasn't cool what you did on Facebook or whatever, but, we want to just make sure nothing like that happens again. Do a written testimony or something. Put something on file saying, yeah, you slipped up. At the most, write you up. That would have been foul because you were the one that were insulted. But put it on file like, you've had a talk, blah, blah, blah. You don't want anything exposed like this on Facebook, on TV, or any social site or anything like that. And move on with your business. But you want to suspend this young girl for putting out how she felt about something. Obviously, she didn't feel like Red Lobster took care of the situation or she wouldn't have probably posted the receipt. So, this just goes back to what I always say, man. You can't kiss nobody's ass. You can't shuck your job for these white folks out here. You really can't. You have to remain true to who you are and remain true to your community. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have. And your self-respect. But I'll leave the link in the description box if you guys want to read the whole article. Like I said, for this sister, look for something else. Finish school. That's good you in school. You got some type of plan in your future. Finish school. Look for something else. And don't ever forget who you are. That's the worst thing you can do. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.